Hello everyone, welcome to Asoka IAS. In this class, we're going to see the newly added national parks of Assam. As we know, recently in the news that Assam has got two new national parks. We already had five national parks, now we have seven national parks, and it is a very proud moment for all the Assamese people, along with the people who are involved in wildlife conservations and for the environmentalist also, it is a very proud moment. So let us see what are the new added national parks in Assam and what are the features or the animals or plant life that we can find in those new national parks. The first one is Raimona and the next one is the Dihin Patkai National Parks. So Raimona National Park and Dihin Patkai National Parks has been formally notified adding to the Assam's total tally of seven national parks. So now in Assam we have seven national parks and it is the second state in the country to have seven national parks after Madhya Pradesh. So Madhya Pradesh, it has the largest number of uh, national parks. It is nine in number, totally nine in number. And second number, it is the state of Assam that has seven national parks now. And as we know, the different national parks that we have in Assam, they are Kaziranga, then we have Dibru Saikhowa National Park, we have Rajiv Gandhi Orang National Park, then we have Manas National Park, we have Nameri National Park, and right now we have two more, Raimona National Park along with Dihing Patkai National Park. So overall, we have seven national parks and we come second in the list within the country in the number of national parks. Now let's see about the Raimana National Parks, the importance of this national park and what are the animal life and plant life we can see and about its location also. See, this topic may you may get a question in your examinations and so you have to focus in some of the part. For example, the Raimana National Parks where it is situated. It is located in the Kokrajhar district. The Raimana National Park is located in Kokrajhar district, first of all. And when you talk about a subdivision, it is Gosaigaon. In the subdivision of Gosaigaon and in Kokrajhar district, we can find this Raimana National Park. And who will administer it? It will be administered by Kachugaon Forest Division of BTC Assam. So Bodoland Territorial Councils, under the Bodoland Territorial Council, it will be Kachugaon Forest Division. So this Kachugaon Forest Division will administer this Raimona National Park. And it is in the subdivision of Gosaigaon and in the district of Kokrajhar. This newly created park will also help in fulfilling the recommendations of UNESCO. See, UNESCO has already recommended to increase the area of the Manas World Heritage. The Manas World Heritage, as you know, Manas is a World Heritage in India. So it's a Manas World Heritage. The UNESCO has already they formed a committee and they have it proposed authority to extend the Manas World Heritage Site. So it will be the one of the step. This declaring Raimona National Park is one of the step to fulfill these recommendations. That is to increase the or to extend the Manas World Heritage Site. So UNESCO World Heritage Site recommended considered extension of the Manas World Heritage Site property in three stages. So in three stages, they have proposed the Manas World Heritage Site authorities to increase the area, and it is the very first step. Raimona National Park, declaring of Raimona National Park is the very first step in these three stages. So here you can see the Raimona National Park, the location of Raimona National Park. If you see the Kokrajhar area where the Raimona National Park is situated, you can find Phipsu Wildlife Sanctuary in the north. Phipsu Wildlife Sanctuary, it is in Bhutan. Phipsu Wildlife Sanctuary in Bhutan. Then we have Buksa Tiger Reserve in West Bengal. In the west, we can find Buksa Tiger Reserve in the West Bengal. Then we have Manas National Park in the east. Manas National Park in the east. So it acts like a transboundary or a junction for the movement of the animals from one reserve to another reserve areas, from one wildlife sanctuary to another wildlife sanctuary, or from one tiger reserve to another tiger reserve. So you can see there it will be since it is situated in the middle part. So with the help of this protected area, the national park, as we know, the national park is highly protected in India, and through this protected forest, there are different types of animals they can move to this other wildlife sanctuaries also. See this, and this first addition to Manas National Park is Raimana lies in a 2,300 square kilometers transboundary landscape, which is essential for long-ranging wildlife like elephants and tigers. So long-ranging elephants, like the for the elephants and tigers, it is very helpful. It has become very helpful for them to move from one wildlife sanctuary or national park to another wildlife sanctuary or national park. The area is already part of the buffer of the Manas Tiger Reserve. This Raimona, the Raimona area, it was already a part of the buffer zone of the Manas Tiger Reserve. So this Manas Tiger Reserve, as we know, it is a tiger reserve and it has some zones also. We call it buffer zone, and the Raimona is already a part of the buffer zone. About this buffer zone, we'll study more in national parks and wildlife sanctuaries when we'll study under environment and ecology. So buffer zone is a zone outside the core zone of these areas, of these protected areas, and the Raimona was already a part of the buffer zone of Manas Tiger Reserve. We can find different types of forest here and subtypes with 11 different forest types and subtypes. It is observed here in this Raimona National Park. The area is home to, there are some important elements that you can find in the Raimona National Park, starting from golden langur, then we have elephant, tiger, clouded leopard, Indian gore, wild buffalo, spotted deer, hornbill, several species of orchids, and we can also find 150 species of butterflies, 170 species of birds, and 380 species of plants. So you can find variety. Biodiversity is very rich here. You can see that in Raimona National Park, the biodiversity is already too high. You can find a very important large number of animals, different types of animals and birds you can find here. Say golden langur, elephant, tiger, clouded leopard, and Indian gore, wild buffalo, spotted deer. So these are hornbills and species of orchids. It shows the amount of variety that we can find in this area of Raimona. So biodiversity is very rich here. Along with all these animals, we can find a huge different types of around 150 species of butterflies and 170 species of birds, along with 380 species of plants. So it is very rich in biodiversity, Raimana National Park. Next, we'll talk about another national park that is recently again declared as national park. After Raimona was declared as national park, after a few days it has been declared. Dihing Patkai has been declared as the seventh national park of Assam. Raimona was declared as the sixth national park of Assam, and Dihing Patkai is the seventh one. Now, where the Dihing Patkai is present? So this national park is a contiguous stretch of forest starting from the Upper Dihing Reserve Forest. See, Upper Dihing Reserve Forest you can find in the Digboi division of Tinsukia. Suppose it's a Tinsukia district, and we can find here Dibrugarh. So here in Tinsukia we have Upper Dihing Reserve Forest, Upper Dihing Reserve Forest, and from here up to the Jaipur Reserve Forest in Dibrugarh, it is extended now. This Dihing Patkai National, actually Dihing Patkai Wildlife Sanctuary was there from the beginning, and now this Dihing Patkai National Park will include these two reserve forests also, and they are Upper Dihing Reserve Forest from here, Upper Dihing Reserve Forest from here, then up to the Jaipur Reserve Forest in Dibrugarh. Okay, see here. This national park is a contiguous stretch of forest starting from the Upper Dihing Reserve Forest in the east. See here in the east, it is the Upper Dihing Reserve Forest. It comes under the Digboi division of Tinsukia district, and it will be extended up to the Jaipur Reserve Forest under Dibrugarh division of Dibrugarh district. Now it comprises of pristine forest along with Assam Arunachal interested boundary. Along the Assam Arunachal interested boundary, you can find a pristine forest. This Dihing Patkai National Park, it includes lots of smaller reserve forest and forest areas, and as a whole, it forms a pristine forest along the Assam and Arunachal boundary. It is also classified as Assam Valley Tropical Wet Evergreen Forest. The forest here in this Dihing Patkai National Park is classified as Assam Valley Tropical Wet Evergreen Forest. So if you have studied about the forest in geography, we know what is the meaning of evergreen forest. Evergreen forest means throughout the year you can find forest, means the plants will be there. There will be no shedding of lives in a particular season. And the tropical wet means it will be a warm area and rainfall will be very high. Tropical wet means warm and humid area. So the features from the name only, you can say the features, the type of climate that we can find in this national park. It is tropical wet and evergreen forest. Means we can find plants throughout the year, and the climate is hot and humid. And this hot and humid climate actually it helps to grow the different types of organisms. The hot and humid climate it support the growth of different types of plants, animals, and microorganisms, and it brings diversity, variations, or you can say biodiversity. Now it is also popularly known as Dihing Patka rainforest. See, rainforest is same. We can compare the with tropical wet evergreen forest only. Rainforest means this area is again hot and humid, and because of very high rainfall, we call, and because of presence of evergreen forest, we also call this as rainforest also. Popularly, it is called Dihing Patkai rainforest. It has a unique floral and faunal diversity. Flora means plant and fauna means animal life. We can find different types of plants and animal life here that is found in Dihing Patkai regions. More commonly, you can find mammals. In mammals, you can find barking deer, we can find Assamese macaque, we can find capped langur, tree shrew, and the famed hulok gibbons. So hulok gibbons again very important. Then again, we can find Assamese macaque, barking deer, capped langur, tree shrew. These are the important animals that we can see in the National Park of Dihing Patkai. See, it was already recognized. The presence of this different flora and fauna was already recognized by the government. And in the year 2004 itself, this 111.19 square kilometer was already notified as wildlife sanctuary in the year 2004. And this Dihing Patkai region was already declared as wildlife sanctuary. And recently, it was upgraded to national park. See, forest and wildlife conservation have now been strengthened now. The conservation, the steps that will be taken now, it will be more specific now. It will be more restricted. The movement, all these things will be more restricted now, and the law will be very strict because in national parks, the law is to be very strict compared to other forest areas. So, forest and wildlife conservation have now been strengthened. Say strengthened. Say the law will be strict now for the protection of these areas that has come under this national parks, that is Dihing Patkai and Raimona. Now, if you see the Dihing Patkai, again, we have seen that and after the notification has given for the national park, for declaring the national park, Dihing Patkai as the national park, it will now include areas that is already existing, areas like Dihing Patkai Wildlife Sanctuary that is already existing now, and along with all the additional reserve forest, that is from Upper Dihing Reserve Forest to Jaipur Reserve Forest. So as we know, in the 2004, it was already declared this Dihing Patkai regions was already declared as wildlife sanctuary in the year 2004. Now, after the declaration of Dihing Patkai as national park, it is going to include in the west side, it will be including Upper Dihing Reserve Forest along with the Jaipur Reserve Forest in the Dibrugarh district. So the area has extended now. There will be some more additional reserve forest that will be added to the new national park. So with this, I have talked about the newly added national parks. If you have liked this video and if you want more such content, please let us know. Thank you.